Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the July-August update.
Yeah.
July-August vlog. I am your very fortunate host, Gautman. If you haven't seen me on camera before, I'm the head of products planning and change for the Mangio. Seated next to me is Mr. Tom Fane, commercial director of Mangio. You already know who he is, speak on his behalf. Tom, how are you, bud?
Really well, thank you. How are you?
Very well.
A bit nervous about today?
Extremely petrified.
Yeah.
So sorry guys if I come across terrible.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. It's been 5 seconds. I'll take everything I can get. So we've had a pretty busy July and August. I mean, there's been a lot of travel, a lot of people coming in, out of the Geo. Some of them stayed, aka new joiners. I think we've got a lot to cover. Do you want to kick off with like trading?
Yeah. Not much has changed in terms of the country-wise performance since the last update. Apart from, I think we need to shout out Qatar, who have gone from really good to absolutely excellent. Their performance the last 2 months and what they're looking to achieve this month is extraordinary. Yeah. So really proud of the guys there. Still in very difficult circumstances. We've also done our forecast for the rest of the year, so we think that will continue. Yeah. We've got some challenges in our UAE business, Abu Dhabi and Dubai there, in the airports, but we are growing that business still, and we'll come to that in a bit. Oman and Bahrain, there or thereabouts. We've still got some challenges out of our control in Oman, but the guys there are doing a really good job. Nash, sitting across both those countries at the moment, doing a fantastic job. And Turkey doing really well. Really well. I think, opened up the new stores, which we talked about before. About to, we've got application for the new license there, which allows us to do new products. So the future's looking really bright for Turkey.
Absolutely. I think it's worth shouting out not just Nash, but I think some of the teams that have gone there over Ease. That would be Dylan, the guys who are working with Dylan. I know Suda's been putting in a lot of hours as well.
Yeah, Suda, you, Joanna, Dylan's there now. All I've been there a couple of times. All just chipping in, helping out. So really proud of the team.
Should be good. Trading's been wonderful. And on the back of all that good trading, I think July and August was also the time for us to have our second or third actually meet if you account for live.
Yep.
Our third Met Geo leadership meet, which took place actually in this room. So that was 3 days. It covered our 3-year planning process, covered updates from each of the support and enabling functions, as well as a fantastic L&D day hosted by Mansi, as well as the global head of learning and development. I think I got that right.
Yeah,
Amy Lismore.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I was really proud of the team. You were obviously in the room, so you kind of know how it went down. You ran a fantastic, don't make me blush, but you ran a fantastic first day.
Can't tell.
Around planning, so refreshing our plan. What are our ambitions for not just the remainder of this year, but for the 2 or 3 years after that? Really good conversation, had all of the support functions in the room. Really productive, and I think we'll have a robust plan that we can execute against for the next 2 or 3 years. Day 2 was more of an update from the central functions, so from Joanna, Adam, Suda, you, HR, finance, the functions that provide the support to the trading business. Really impressed with how much we've achieved. Really impressed with the state of our balanced scorecard. Yeah. I think we're very ambitious, as you know. But I think we'll achieve. We've got a good chance of achieving a clean sweep of green on that.
Yeah, I think it is looking really good, especially because from this point to the end of the year, people have already tried to figure out how do we switch those quadrants that are kind of in amber to green. Yeah. I think with AK Adam Kettle back next week, probably the hardest one being the non-walk-up FX, we'll be able to pinpoint what we do better there.
Yeah, quietly confident on that. Yeah. What these guys, what the team's got to do to produce and help the business come above budget for the rest of the year. So really impressed. And as you say, as we always do now, very disciplined in our approach to learning, not just as an organisation but as a leadership team. So we had a full day of leadership development on the last day.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, really good. Amy Lismore was first class. Obviously helped out by Mansi, who was our local support here. So couldn't be happier.
Yeah. One of the outputs from the planning session was we had a really big debate about what does the future look like for our Geo, not really Travelex, because we all know Travelex is kind of pivoting to the payments and cross-border industry, but for the Met Geo today, what do we do to be better?
Yeah.
And part of that was about instilling these kind of disciplines and making our daily tasks a little bit more efficient, looking at stuff that we've done a certain way for so many years and changing how that works. And I think that's a pretty good segue into our next section. The operations team have redone how they want people to access SOPs and information on the lounge. What do you think of that?
Really impressed. You know, the lounge is a really good platform for information. Vinod and his team, obviously Dylan in our world, have done a great job of making a really robust repository of useful information. I'm going to just read off some of the highlights of that because Dylan will thank me for it. I'm guessing everybody's been to the page and has seen it. I have. I'm really impressed. Much easier to use in view. Less scrolling. You know, more documents per page. So, and that sounds silly, but you know, for a sales consultant who's looking for an SOP, you're not having to go down 100 pages. Is really a better use of their time. Got the OSS on there. Much more quick links, user manuals, retail facilities, OCR, KYC results, the Hall of Fame. So you know, all of our best performers against OCR and KYC are there. So yeah, really good. I think if you haven't checked it out, you should check it out.
Absolutely.
Quick.
Moving on, I think we've also had, to one of the points that you mentioned earlier in the video, the expansion that we're looking at in the UAE.
Yeah.
We've also made a little bit of progress there. Do you want to kind of touch on the 6 stores that we're looking at opening?
Sure. I mean, it's a broken record, but it's a good one because we are constantly. I'm always giving these updates of how we're expanding. And going back to your point earlier, the retail business is our core business here and continues to grow both organically and by us adding new stores and new airports. So it continues to be a focus for us. Adam Page and his team have done a really good job. There's a lot going on in the UAE, but over the last Eid, we managed to get a few new stores open that performed brilliantly and continue to do so after Eid. And we've got a pipeline of 5 or 6 new stores in Dubai Airport to open over the next 6 to 9 months. So the future's really bright for that business. But going back to your other point about making things more efficient, I think when you grow a business, you have to be cognizant of making sure that you've got the right structure, the right management team, the right operational robustness, and you're looking at the detail, because when you do grow a business, sometimes it becomes a little bit inefficient. So we are really focusing at the moment, and you're well aware, really focusing at the moment on cost and operational efficiency within that business to make sure that it can sustain the growth.
That success is never born out of isolation.
Correct.
So this organization does require everybody to be doing the best that they can, supporting each other towards that common goal. And I think we're getting there, especially with something as big as the UAE.
Big business.
Let's move on to some of the stuff that Mansi and her team have been doing. Which is the TravelX Sales Academy. So that was launched globally, first place right here. It's crazy.
We talked about that before, but you're absolutely right. Mansi and her young team, young in terms of they haven't been here that long. We've got Zaruk, we've got Carol here now. Rayhan's doing a great job as well. Dilshan in Qatar. That learning development organisation is doing a fantastic job of everything they touch at the moment. Inducting people, but specifically the rollout of the TSA has been first class. I've mentioned it before. Elvin was a real, who's now in the Geo. He was a really good sponsor and thought leader there as well. I was there on a couple of mornings to see how it went, and just brilliant. And now we're starting to measure the results of the teams that have come through it and seeing some of the performance improvement as well. So we've got a metric or a number of metrics to look at to prove the case, right?
Yeah, and I think there was also a TSA Cup, and we should shout out some of the winners.
Yeah,
so
I'll let you do that one.
Yeah, sure. So congratulations to the Blue Tigers for smashing recovery and winning the first place.
That's definitely been kept in.
Yeah, it has to be. Come on. So the Blue Tigers, awesome performance.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people that I need to shout out who topped the charts and set the benchmark for inspiring performance. In order of their appearance on the charts, we've got Shahil, who came in first, Michelle, followed by Darshana, who came in third. So congrats to the three of you. We've also got a couple of shout outs for new joiners.
Yeah.
So we've had Carol.
Yeah.
Carol, if I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, I'm struggling with all the pronunciation. We've got some wonderful new names in our office. We've mentioned some of the guys already, but Carol in learning development, looking after the UE, supporting that business, done a fantastic job. As you know, she was in the office this week with some of the new joiners, and we played a part in that. We've got Tanu in reward, so she's looking after sort of the East, us, Asia, ANZ, but based here. She's doing a great job. And you've got a new joiner.
Planning and change analyst finally after 2 years in the business. So I'd like to welcome Sukanya. So she's joined this week, reporting directly to me. So some of you will get to know her a bit better. So she's going to be, just like I am, the same remit, taking care of planning and change initiatives across the whole geo, based out of the ETIC office.
Yeah, she's only been here 3 days, but really impressed already.
Yeah. Awesome. Wedding bells in Qatar. What's been happening? What's in the air? What's in the water?
There's something in the water in Qatar because everybody is getting married. I think in July there were 3 weddings. So
there were.
Big shout out, congratulations, and well done to Rinsi, to Amanga,
and Hema.
Internal audit. So yeah, well done guys. They're all now wed, back to work, back to reality.
Honeymoon period is over.
Yeah. So really proud, really happy for the guys and proud they're with us. So yeah.
Guys, that's pretty much it for this month's update on Tom's vlog. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
Moving forward, if you feel that there's something that you want us to talk about or you want to hear Tom's opinion about, we encourage you to send your ideas to the email address that Sarah will put somewhere on the screen. There will be a link down here. So send your ideas in and we'll look forward to hearing from you, and thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you, Goff. Did a good job, first time. And thank you to everybody watching, listening, in stores, at home, at work, at the office. I say it every time, but your incredible hard work makes all the difference, so thank you very much, and speak to you soon.